Hi, good day. My name is Michael with Iconassist. Today we'll be doing a real-time workflow video communicating our ShutterStream 360 product photography software when working with a motorized turntable. The entire setup that you see here today is a Canon Rebel T5 camera. Our LumiPad 360 lighting that includes two front panels and a backlight LED panel, as well as, again, a motorized turntable and one of our 360 acrylic risers. I will first connect my camera via USB, power that on, and we'll launch the software and we'll get started. So the first thing we're going to notice after launching the software is a real-time preview. That's instantly going to pop up, and basically what that is it's streaming the camera's live view to the monitor screen. So we'll go ahead and we'll take our object and we'll place it in the center of the turntable. And just for my reference here, what I like to actually do is look directly down on top of the turntable, kind of a bird's eye view for positioning, because it's extremely important to place an object in the center of the turntable. As you can see here, we also do have crosshair grids inside of the software, so I've lined up the crosshair grid so that my camera is shooting straight on at the center of the turntable. In our live view options, we can actually also do additional grid lines so that we can move our object left and right, just to it'll just help with kind of lining up our product that it is in the center. So let's go ahead and zoom in our camera. All DSLR cameras are manual zoom in, zoom out. And after I zoom in nice and up close, what you're going to see here is that our product is extremely out of focus. I can toggle from AF to MF and back to AF, and that's going to automatically refocus my camera. The other thing that I can do, however, is manually adjust my focal point, and this is always a good practice for 360 product photography. You're going to see as I click the near and far arrows, the object comes back into focus and goes out of focus. So we're going to want to set our focal point, and after we've set that, that will be retained from shot to shot. The next important thing to do is obviously adjust your camera settings. So we want to optimize our camera settings for our lighting environment. Most important thing here would probably be shooting color accuracy. With our LumiPad 360 lighting, we actually allow users to shoot directly onto pure white. But if you're working with your own lighting, you might not be able to get that. It's always a good rule of thumb to shoot at correct color accuracy. My other concern here, because this turntable is going to be continuously spinning as we capture, is my shutter speed. When I capture right now, it's 1/15 of a second. We might see some motion depending on the speed of the turntable, so maybe what I want to do is crank up my ISO just a tad so that I can still maintain a high aperture for my depth of field and also a faster shutter. So let's just do a quick little capture. I'm going to pre-crop my subject. What that essentially is doing is just defining the area that we're shooting, and I'll hit my snap button. It's going to capture the image and upload it instantly. We can see pretty good quality result, captured pretty efficiently. It's yeah, overall I'd say that looks actually quite good. So I'm going to stick with those camera settings. Those will be retained from shot to shot. The next thing to do is I'm going to pre-rotate my turntable. We've got a feature inside of here called image overlay. You could actually create an image overlay. Let me just hit the power button on my turntable. You're going to see that it left a transparent overlay when I enabled that. So what you want to do in this step, the first time that you work with your motorized turntable, is just time it. You want to understand how long it takes to create a full 360 rotation, because that information is going to be very useful. Because you're going to input that into the 360 shooting mode as the capture duration. And this tool, with our overlay, you can wait until your object comes back around to complete one 360, and it overlays directly over top of that overlay while you're running a timer, so you know the exact speed. Let me just get rid of that overlay. The other thing I want to do here is I want to make sure my object is spinning in the center of the turntable, and as it turns, I'm going to probably maybe slightly adjust it as need be, just to ensure that it is you know, kind of spinning on axis. So that's actually looking quite good, and if you recall, we'd actually adjusted our crop markers here. This is something that you also want to do as your object rotates 360, so that when you get started shooting, your object is not going to fall outside your crop markers. So once it looks good to go, I'm just going to turn off my turntable here. And the other thing I'm going to do, I'm actually going to drop my shutter speed just 1 step there, or one stop, pardon me, and just to lighten it up a tad. So we're basically ready to get shooting. Let me discard this previous image. I'm just going to delete that. Now we're going to enter into the 360 shooting mode. I'm going to say take, so my turntable spin duration is 100 seconds or 1 minute 40 seconds. I'm going to say 100 seconds divided by 4 equals 25. So with this information that I'm inputting here, I'm going to capture 25 images. That essentially is automatically capture an image every 4 seconds. So let's hit start, and that's going to get going. You should also obviously have your turntable on when you hit the start button, so that you're so that you're not going to miss any steps. So again, the workflow is turn your turntable on, then when it gets to the position of where you want your first frame, you hit the start button. Okay, so it looks like one more frame, then we've completed our capture. I'll go ahead and I'll just manually turn off my turntable. So that should be a total of 25 images. I will use the select all button. I can enter into my editing tool now. We've got a vast image editing suite with a lot of good features and functionality. The great thing about this is, well, let me just explain what I'm doing. I'm just going to lighten this up just a tad. And I might add a little bit of sharpness here. So I've just made some editing changes. We've got color temperature. We've got just a lot of good tools in here, background removal solutions. And what I'm going to do after I've made those editing changes, I just adjust my levels and my sharpness. I'm just going to actually hit apply to all. And what that's going to do in a batch process, it's going to apply those editing changes to the entire set of 25 images. Now that we've completed our editing, we are ready for the output step. We're going to output, I'll just call this ball cap. So it's going to batch rename ball cap 01 through 25, or whatever naming sequential option I choose. You can also choose to resize, so maybe you want all your images, say 2,000 pixels wide. Okay, there's a lot more features in here that I won't dive into, but let's just go ahead and output to our test 2 folder that we'd specified. Batch saving complete. Okay, we can go ahead and inspect that folder. We can see all 25 of our images. I'm going to batch select those. I'm going to open up the included 360 view creator. This application is responsible for creating our 360 views. I'll just drag and drop my images in here, and you'll see it'll quickly race through and compose those into an interactive 360 product view. So there's our 360 product view that we created. As you can see, very high quality results, pure white backgrounds. It does support a deep zoom functionality should you wish to view these images up close. These are fully customizable. You can create your own buttons. We have lots of different colors of buttons inside of here. You can choose your output size. And you can also choose animated GIF, interactive MP4 or MP4 video. I won't dive into everything here. If you have any questions, please let us know. I'll just output this. Ball cap